welcome to my channel, Flaying with a 4. In this video we're going to be doing stage 75, the Unity S6 spotlight plating and ceiling light switch. So that's a lot of things to try and say and do in this one. Right, so this one we get another set of 4 issues to do. Let's have a look. So we get car part stage 75. In this stage you'll receive the utility S6 spotlight and plate for the top of the front left fender. Stage 76. In this stage you will receive the front right fender and its inner plating. Also stage 77. In this stage you will receive more parts for the front section of your model, including antenna and base for the right rear view mirror. And then we will get stage 78. In this stage you will receive the front window and front window frame. So really cool. But in this one, guys, we're just doing 75. So what we need to do, we'll just go grab all the pieces out, we'll see what we want to do, and then we'll start building. Okay guys, all the pieces are now out. There are a lot of screws, to be fair, for such a small amount of what we've received, but oh well, let's just roll with it, I guess, and find out what they want us to do first. So what it's saying for us to do is take this trim, which is 75A, and what it wants us to do, we'll just pull these to the side quickly. It wants us to install it onto the front of the vehicle. So it's saying for it to go, if you have it this way round, I know what way round it goes obviously, I just want to just show you guys so you can see that it goes down the left hand side, which is where it wants it to sit. And I think you might need to have the bonnet up to do this. I'm just going to bring it around enough so I can see and then push it back to you afterwards. So that will sit. There should be a little channel for that to go in there. So it just sits in there. So there's 3 little lugs on that. I'm going to come around and show you. And we'll need BP screws, so we might as well get those ready. So we'll bring 3 BP screws. 1, 2, 3. And I'll come around there, guys, and we'll build it in that, over in that section over there. Real quick. So if I take it back off again just so I can show you. As you can see, there's one hole there, there, there and there. And then this chrome trim sits in that hole, and then what we'll want to do is put the bonnet down just to test fit it. So it looks like it's trying to catch, but once it's down it should be okay, I hope. When it goes down, yeah, that should be fine. It's going to be a tight fit, but that's to be expected. So what we want to do, we need to just now screw that into place. As you can see, it's not going to be easy. The best thing to do possibly would be to just put it up on its side, like so, if it lets us. And then we will screw it in from up here. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. And remember, this is just a chrome plastic trim. We're looking to not over tighten it or anything. All we're looking to do, put it in nicely. There's one just on the edge here. Hopefully it goes in nice. Right, one more. It's actually magnetic. I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it is. And then there's one more just there. What I need to do is I need to push it in from the other side, because you need to hold it in place. There we go. Now let's see how well that fits on it. So now those are into place. That's not going anywhere. And bonnet wise, yeah, it's a nice snug fit, which is what we want, because we want these bits to line up here, and they do. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to move on to what we need to do next. It might be easier if I stay over here with you guys and we build the car this side. We'll pop it down here, and then we'll build as we go. It's asking for us to put in, on this side here, into this catch there. It's saying for us to get 66G. So we need to find 66G. I think it's just there. All of it. So this is 66G, I'm guessing. It says it's U, but it must be 66G. Because it's the only one that kind of looks like what it should be. So it kind of lifts up and down, which is fine. It should go into here, which it does. And that's where it sits. And then what it wants us to do is a little bracket here, which is 75H. It looks like this. And that will go over the top of that. But I need EM screws to hold all that into place. So let's grab a couple of EM screws from over here. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll just get it on the end. We'll put this base into place, as you guys can now see what we're doing from this angle, which is good. We'll start it off, and then we'll put it in that hole there. I don't know how long we can use this screwdriver for to do all these different screws up, because I've seen some really, really tiny ones, and I don't think this is going to go in the head of the tiny ones, which obviously isn't going to work, but we'll see, as time goes on, we'll see. Right, so that's holding that into place lovely. So we just need to pop in another EM screw down the bottom, just in there, and do that one up. So this is kind of just a bracket that holds it to the door, yeah? So there you go, that sits in there. And there is like a little bit of a toggle where it lifts up and down. So that will probably catch, and then when it's in there, I reckon that will probably make it go on and off. So not too sure how that works yet, but we will figure that one out at some point. Okay, right. So let's turn the page and find out what it wants us to do next. Oh, it says we get to fit the wing. Okay guys, we're at a bit of a weird angle, but I'm hoping that we're at enough angle that you can see what I've done. So basically what it's saying for us to do, you need to go grab the wing, which we just got here. And in the magazine, it's saying that you need to feed 66E through, and then it's saying for it to tuck in through the bottom of the wing, which is what we've done there. So as you can see here, the one that we got with the switch for the door just goes down underneath. Oops. And then it just tucks down into there. I'll do it the opposite side round, and then I've just got a couple of bits of tape just to hold it out of place for a minute. And then as you can see on the inside, it's just coming through here, and it's just sitting in. So I've just done them the same length for now, so they're just sitting in there out the way. So just tuck those down, and then what it wants us to do next is it wants us to fit the wing into place. So what it's saying is it for us to line up the wing in situ here, and it's saying make sure you don't snag the wires when you're trying to put the wing on, so we just got to be careful not to do that as well. So try and figure out where your holes go. It should be quite self-explanatory when it's going on. Just should just sit in there like that, and I'm just making sure it's not hitting anything, it's not snagging any wires, and that everything seems alright. So that is how that goes on. It's trying to come off a bit of cardboard, which I don't want it to do. And then we need to now hold that in place while we figure out what we need to put in. So we need 2 JM screws and 2 LM screws. So I've got 2 JM screws here. We'll do those first because that's probably going to be easier. So JM screw, one of them goes in this top hole up here. Hopefully, it just seemed to go in quite easily, so hopefully that's right. Oh yeah, it's going into something. So that's the JM screw. There's another one of those down the bottom. You need to let go for a second. So right down the bottom in the corner is a JM screw down here. So just push that into place, making sure it's not going into your cabling, which I know it's not because it's in the actual channel itself. I think I'm cool with that. Right, so then we need 2 LM screws. So we're just going to go grab a couple of LM screws from here. And they go closer to the middle of the car. So there's one that goes in just here. I know you probably can't see where they're going, but we will show you, so don't worry. Need to make sure that that's in enough. Hold that in place. So this is the LM screw, so Lima Mike screw. One there. And then there's another one hidden in between these 2 pillars, just inside there, which will hold the last section in place. Oh, there you go, that's a bit better. Is that going in okay? I think so. It's definitely an LM screw. There we go. Just pulling that in nicely. Don't want to over tighten it. Might need to check up top, make sure everything seems fine. But that's kind of what it's asking us to do. So I'm going to turn that to the side and show you what we did there. So we had 2 JM screws. So there was one that just went in here, one there. Then there was an LM screw that went there. And then there was another LM screw which went in between the pillars. See these 2 pillars here where my screwdriver's going through? It goes just inside there, and on this side it's there. Alright, so that is how you put that bit on. So that is basically the wing in place. We do need to now just go check to make sure the fitment and everything's okay on it. So we will just turn it around, make sure that it looks alright. So here we go, so this is now the wing. So lining up wise, that actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's pretty close, it's pretty tight, it's a pretty nice tight line. But once you lift that up, that is actually a pretty good gap. So tight. And I guess there'll be a buffer on there that will lift that up a tiny bit anyway. But yeah, that looks really nice. And then, as you can see there, that's how it's starting to look. It's looking really good. Right, so what it wants us to do now, it wants us to build up, we're just going to put that to the back for a second, have it as our background. It wants us to build up the light unit. So assemble the Unity S6 spotlight. So we're going to do that now. So it says for us to grab 75D and 75E. So 75D is going to be this section here. And then it says to put in 75D, which I'm guessing is just a little chrome lamp. And there's no LED in there, so I'm guessing these don't light up. Which it could be a bit annoying for some people, I guess, maybe. That would be expecting it to light up. Which is a bit, yeah, a bit sad. But I'm sure the modders out there will find us something. So, yeah, I think that just pushes in. So let's just have a look. Push the spotlight lens into the spotlight cup, figure A. There was a notch in the lens, so it only fits in one way. Okay, which we must have it because it's actually gone in. So that's the lens in. Let's see if it tries to come out. No. Right, so it says on figure B, it wants us to take 75F, which is this chrome section here. And what it wants us to do is it wants us to put it over it wants us to go over the top of this, like so, and then hold it in with an RP screw. But as I said, an RP screw, I think is like a really minute screw. Yeah, it's so tiny, it's really tiny. I'll see if I can even pick it up. So it looks like this. Really tiny small screw. And we're just going to pop that in place to hold that in, because that's what it's asking for us to do. So that's the RP screw. And then it says 75G. I'm guessing will just be this back cover that sits in there to hold that in place. Don't know if you're meant to glue it or it just pushes in. I've just pushed it in and it's gone in absolutely fine. So it looks like that. And then it's got like a little bracket as well. So it's got this little thing here, 75C. This little chrome bracket sits, I think, if I can get it right, just inside there like that. God, this is fiddly. And then, yeah, this is super fiddly. What I'm about to do is actually get the screw ready. So it's a SP screw, but it's a really long screw for the SP screw. So I might get that in place. And then that goes on there like that. Let's see if we can do it. I'm going to play around with this, guys, but you kind of get the gist of it. So that is how it should look when it's done. And that's the back of it. And the side. But I think it just needs a little bit more lining up. But I don't want to break it. If I can help it, I don't want to break it. So I'm going to mess about with that myself in the moment. But there you go, that's it. So what it wants us to do, it wants us to have the blue lens like this. And it wants us to have the body with the wing in situation like that. And then in the next issue, we're going to move on to the front right fender and inner plating. So I can't wait to do that with you guys. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye bye.